Hello and welcome to the Drawing Animal Podcast with Wesley Bear. I am your host, Wesley Bear, and on today's episode, we are here to talk about the mandrill. The mandrill is the largest monkey in the world, and definitely the largest monkey in Africa. They are quite an intimidating species to see. Females are not so intimidating. They're only about 22 inches at the shoulder and only about 30 to 40 pounds. Um, while a male mandrill can be actually 2.5 times larger, even 3 times larger. So it's not uncommon to see a male mandrill weighing in around 100 to 110 pounds. So definitely quite a huge species, and we'll get into some of the factors of that means for being this intimidating primate. But first, they do live in Central and West Africa. They live in parts of the Congo region, but mainly on the west coast through kind of Sierra Leone and Liberia and stuff. But their main strongholds are in Cameroon and Gabon. Uh, the male uh, mandrills and their females will gather in groups of 30 to 50 with a dominant male. They will travel great distances in search of food and new hunting spots. Um, they are basically nomadic by nature and won't stay very long, and so are always on the move for new and improved feeding grounds. They mostly feed on fallen fruit and nuts, which is a large part of the reason why they travel to find those fresh uh, places where food is available in large quantities for eating fruit, nuts, and then through certain mechanisms are able to repopulate with new seeds the existing forest. The forest they live in is, of course, mostly jungle, though they do exist in some mountainous forest regions and along the African coastline. But anywhere there's a lot of wetness and humidity, you will find mandrills along the west and central regions of Africa. Um, in terms of their feeding, they will basically not only feed on fruit and nuts, but they will basically feed on a whole bunch of other things. They will feed on snakes, lizards, birds' eggs, small mammals. So while they prefer fallen fruit, they will basically feed on anything that they can get their hands on. And this is kind of the part where we get into male mandrills. Male mandrills have been known for their ferocity. They will stare down basically any predator and a rival male that they will, will wander into their territory. Um, these uh, mandrill will show up by staring, stomping the ground. Uh, they will show off their long canine teeth, which are about 2.5 inches long. Um, and they'll rush and charge basically at anything that gets in their way. So they're definitely intimidating to look at. Strangely, if a male mantis grins and shakes its head in a figure eight, that's actually a friendly sign. So that's very important to note. And of course, they're all the more intimidating by those striking blue and red markings along the face. And they actually have a pretty large head, which kind of outshines the rest of their body. So it's definitely an intimidating face to stare into. Um, in terms of the young, when they're born uh, pretty wide open to the world, actually. Unlike some other um, primates, male mandrills have fur and their eyes wide open at birth. So they're definitely pretty much ready for the outside world. Within 6 months or a little over that, they're pretty winged, but they will stick around for about another year and a half. Females will tend to stay in the group uh, and remain there, but males will be forced out to live on their own within those year and a half long months. And so by the time they're about 15 months, they're all ready to go out on their own. And of course, because of the highly aggressive nature of male mandrills, that just is an impossible situation to live with. Um, let's see. Anything else I needed to cover? I think that is it. Um, so thanks for listening about mandrills. Mandrills are quite the awesome primate to look at, and they're definitely a sight to behold. Oh, I did forget one thing to note is, of course, beyond the very uh, strong facial markings, mandrills, male mandrills especially, have very remarkable uh, rear marks. Their rears are also blue and red, and this may be a sign of interest in a female and kind of showing off to the female just how healthy they are. Or it may be a sign to follow him, basically. It's a follow him signal so no one gets lost in the jungle. So there's no defining reason on why they have these striking rear marks, but maybe scientists will discover something in the future. But there is also a usefulness beyond on just signaling. Um, these rear pads actually make an excellent basic seat cushion. They basically uh, keeps them from chafing and being able to basically sit anywhere, even on tough, hard, rocky ground. So it's basically like a giant, thick cushion, shielding them from any potential dangers when they sit down. It may not prevent a snake bite, but at least prevents any chafing and damage to the rear, which can be not pleasant for a number of reasons. But there you are. There is the mandrill, quite a monkey. So there you are. Uh, enjoy the rest of God's creation. Enjoy God. Enjoy drawing, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.